Good morning, Clifton Family Church. How is everybody? Oh, I heard like 3 people say great to me. How is everybody feeling today? All right, well, we have a lot to be grateful for. A beautiful day outside. It's finally starting to feel like fall, which is my favorite season. So why don't we stand and sing together in this amazing day? And if you're joining us at home, hello, welcome. We're going to start with I'll Never Find Another You. Put your hands together. There's a new world somewhere they call the Promised Land, and I'll be there someday if you will hold my hand. I still need you there beside me, no matter what I do, for I know I'll never find another you. There is always someone for each of us, they say, and you'll be my someone forever and a day. I could search the whole world over until my life is through, but I know I'll never find another you. It's a long, long journey, so stay by my side. When I walk through the storm, you'll be my guide, be my guide. If they gave me a fortune, my pleasure would be small. I could lose it all tomorrow and never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. It's a long journey, so stay by my side. When I walk through the storm, you'll be my guide, be my guide. If they gave me a fortune, my pleasure would be small. I could lose it all tomorrow and never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. For I know I'll never find another you. For I know I'll never find another you. All right. Wow, it's so amazing to see all your smiling faces. And we're going to go on to Love is Born Anew. Please sing along. It's really awesome to have this whole chapel filled with voices. That's really God singing with us, right? Here we go. Father, you've been on this road so long. Oh, won't you rest your weary head upon my heart? Just take my hand, and together we will find a secret place where dreams are born and love's alive. Your love's alive. Father, you're the rock that stands so strong. Although the waves have come against you for so long, you still go on. stand so strong. Sing it out. Although the waves have come against you for so long, you still go on, and your hope is like a flame that's ever burning through the darkness and the pain. Turn the teardrops into smiles. You're the Father, I am your child, and together we will heal this world, and love is born anew. Together we will heal this world, right? All right. Let's go on to "O Come My Lord," which is actually one of my favorite holy songs. We don't sing it a lot, but to me it really feels like a prayer. So we can really take this time to just listen to these words and try to really open our hearts for what God prepared for us today. You know, maybe there's something different for each one of us, what we have to hear or learn. And it starts with kind of opening our hearts to that. So let's sing "O Come My Lord." Oh, come, my Lord, I beg you to come. Oh, come to me and live within my heart. Come live in my heart, so black and impure that bears the burden of my sin. Oh, come, my Lord, you are the fire that burns so bright. Come burn within my heart and cleanse my sins. Oh, how I pray that you will come soon. Come to me, O Lord, live within my heart. Oh, come, my Lord, I beg you to come. Come dwell with me, and my altar now awaits. Oh, come, Come to us, O Lord. Let's bow our heads for a prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, God, thank you so much for each and every soul in this room, everybody who is watching at home, everyone who couldn't be here today, God. We have so much to be grateful for in each person, with you reflected in each heart, in the many, many ways that you show up, God. And I pray that you can show up here now, that we can feel your presence. We know you're here, but that we can feel your presence, because sometimes it's our walls that's blocking us, and it's our heart that's closed to you, because we feel pain and we feel struggle, and it's hard to open up to that. But I pray that maybe for a glimpse today, no matter where we are, no matter how we walked into this room, that we can feel that opening up, that lifting to you, God. And I pray that we can find you in our conversations with each other, that we can find you in the message today, in the music, however you might speak to us. It's going to be different for each one of us, but that we especially can see you through each other. I want to invite you into this room today, and when we go home, that we carry this with us. And I report this in my name, Sunhwa Reiner, and of all our names here, Aju.
Aju. Let's give a hand to the band one more time. All right, everyone, you may all be seated. All right, good morning, everyone. I think we do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, today is a bright, sunny day. I think fall starts September 22nd, so by next week it's going to be fall, and it's only going to get colder from there, so let's just embrace the last few days of the summer. First, let's start by giving thanks to which county? Bergen County. Let's give a hand to the Bergen County volunteers this week for volunteering, for supporting us. And also as a reminder, during closing song, the tithing boxes are right in the front, or you can always just scan the QR code on the program. That'll take you to donate online as well. And it's been a very busy week. We'll share a little bit more about that later. But for now, let's just turn to someone next to you. Just turn to someone next to you and just share once again what you're grateful for this past week, what you've been grateful for in the past week, and we'll come back together in about 3 minutes. So turn to your neighbor next to you, maybe meet someone you haven't met already, and just discuss what you are grateful for today, what you've been grateful for in the past week, and what you've been grateful for maybe all of summer. let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. It's always a lot of excitement. It doesn't start off with a lot of excitement, but always ends in excitement. That's good. Now we're going to hear from Samuel Tamalicio to share his gratitude for this morning.
Hey, so hello everybody. My name is Sam, and so I'm grateful for my family because they have done so much in my life. They've benefited me so much in my life that, especially during college, to go towards the right direction. Especially since during college is a very difficult time in your life where you try to find your own faith, but my family was always there for me. So I'm really grateful that they were able to guide me in the right direction. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Samuel. And I hope everyone else is feeling grateful this morning. Dr. Yon says, always start from nothing, start from zero, and then thank God. You know, you woke up, thank God. You have a house, thank God. You have a place to lay your head and whatnot. So now we're going to go on to some announcements. If you can pull that up on the screen, me too. So what's happening 2 weeks from now? Anyone know? Yes, October 2nd is 2 weeks from now, yes. But who knows exactly what's happening? All right, I think it's the very first time we're introducing the event. We're going to call it Family Reunion. That's right. It's going to call Family Reunion, Honoring Father's Legacy Together. That's what the event is going to be about. And just to show you what's happening, it's going to be at the Robert Treat Hotel. I think a lot of you are familiar with it already. This Tri-State Room. We're going to have about 600 people there, 500 in the main, and then about 100 people in the Crystal Room, where if you're a young family with kids, you can go there and there's going to be some kind of activities for your kids in that room as well. And some things to be excited about. We're going to have some great music, a lot of different performances. We're going to have some icebreakers, some time for you to connect with each other, talk to each other. And then we're going to see the latest Father's Life HQ's video. It's sort of a compilation of True Father's Life, a testament to him. You hear a few testimonies from our members. Now, actually, an important component of this is we want testimonies from you. And so Takino-san he's going to send out something in the newsletter. And if you have any photos with True Father or any videos you like to share, so a video of you sharing about your experience with True Father plus photos, we do need the photos, please send it to Takino-san and we'll put it together to showcase this during this event. So anyone who has photos with True Father or any kind of video testimony, just send it to us and we will play it there. And then there's going to be a whole lot more, but you get a chance to offer flowers to True Father if you come early. It opens at 10 o'clock, but if you come at 9:30 till then, we'll have an altar where you can offer, pay your respects to Father, and also it'll be a part of the program as well. And of course, we'll have Japanese moms have some bon odori dance. We'll have some... Takino-san is very excited. But yes, there's also going to be, Korean drums, some Tonggil Mudo, and just a lot of cultural events happening there. And then we're going to have lunch, a banquet-style lunch. It's going to be really beautiful, really great. So we'd like to invite you all to be a part of it. And a lot of you like raffles, so we're going to have raffles. We're going to have huge prizes as well. You can come. You're all going to get a free ticket. You can also buy some extra ticket if you'd like. Sounds excited. So there's going to be raffles as well. And now when it comes down to cost, we want people to secure their seats. We want you to secure your seats to be there. This is a very expensive event. To say the least. But all we're asking for is $10 to reserve your seat, okay? Just $10 to reserve your seat at the minimum. But of course, if you'd like to reserve it with 25, 50, 100, 200, it's all up to you. We're recommending 25, but 50 will cover per individual, will cover cost and venue. So it's all entirely up to you, but minimum RSVP is $10. So invite your family, invite your friends, invite your guests to join us on October 2nd as well. Next. Okay, that's it. So the QR code is not entirely visible. It's cut up there, but we do have these posters. It's right outside, I believe. Right outside. You can use this to share with your family, your friends. The QR code is there. That's how you can register. You can RSVP. You can also expect this in your inbox, in your email, through the newsletter. Okay, who's excited to be there October 22nd? Okay. About a third of you. Let's hope we get a little more excitement. Who's excited to be there on October 2nd? Okay, so hopefully we see all of you and more. All of you and more. Also, going on to some other exciting news, we got a basketball hoop. Right, we got a basketball hoop. I noticed that we have some boys here who love playing basketball, but more than that, actually, we have mothers who have been asking for it for quite some time. Last week, 2 weeks, was it last week? We went to KEA, there was a basketball hoop, that's all the kids did all day. And so we're hoping that through getting this hoop, we can have some, some superstars come out from our young kids. These guys all love basketball. Those are Diane's children and Yana's children and Doreen's children. People love playing basketball. So if you love playing basketball too, just know we got a hoop right outside. The last thing that needs to be done is the net to be set up and the base to be filled. So today, right after lunch, it's probably going to be up, and maybe you'll see Naokimi give the opening shot. Hopefully he makes it. And was there any more? No. And that's about it. That's about it for our announcement. So there's a lot more exciting things happening, but last night we had an incredible event. How many of you were there last night? So quite a number of you. Yeah, last night we had an event called the Celebration of Eternal Love. Celebration of Eternal Love. Now, what this is back in June, Dr. Young is filled with inspiration every morning. And his inspiration was that couples who have been married for over 20 years have a very strong foundation to receive principle. Have a strong foundation to do so. And so we wanted to organize an event where we bring them together, we honor them, and then we ask them to continue on in their studies of Father Moon's philosophy of peace, which is divine principle. So that was the whole purpose of it. And it was quite hectic, to say the least, to organize. You had Takino-san, EJ, Naokimi, everyone, together with the ethnic ministry leaders, scrambling to find people before the event this past Saturday, which was last night. But lo and behold, through God's grace, the place was overpacked. We didn't have enough seats for the people who were there. So it was an incredible event. So just to show you a little bit into what happened yesterday, we have a short video for you.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby,
was just so incredible, and they received principle very well when Noah Ross talked about it, and also Dr. Young on the essence of true love. So let's give a hand to all the organizers for this. And now we're going to hear testimony, but before we do Sunday school, before someone heckles me again, you're dismissed. Sunday school, feel free to head out into your classrooms. I believe actual education starts today, not just fun, but education. Your Sunday school teachers are excited to receive you, so feel free to head to your classrooms. And as you're making your way there, we had a lot of couples there, but one of the couples who are very excited to share a testimony with you are from, I believe, Elizabeth, New Jersey, but joining us every week, the Olgado couple. Let's welcome out Ruben and Rosario Olgado.
Oh, sorry. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Really, I will share about the last night because my husband was not able to be there, but he supported me to bring couples over there. And I can tell you, really, you was able to be there, you really will feel very, very excited. I feel so happy to see how the couples was sharing about, oh, nobody was able to celebrate our marriage. You know, they are more than 20 years, and they feel so excited. But something I feel they really need to put the color for them to really be complete. They need to receive the blessing, our true parents. So this will be complete, and we can continue educating them. And it was so wonderful. I feel so happy about this accomplishment. Dr. Yon really encouraged us to do it. And then I believe will be one more. Yeah, thank you. My husband will continue.
Well, good morning. I never know we will do this testimony, so it's really not preparation, no preparation. But in addition to whatever my wife said, since then we are celebrating eternal marriage, so eternal love. I guess my testimony goes to a song, which is our theme song during the blessing, Eternal Love. Because we don't want to share with you our struggle as a couple. I don't think you will be inspired, you know. So I don't think the community want to hear more any garbage, you know, so they don't like that. So what I mean is the 30,000 couple theme song is really hit me. Since then, when we start, we try to build a community of, you know, love. So the title of the song is Eternal Love. So it says, Saranghun Yongwenhan Uriye Anyang Nemkaso Nayo Jusin Bianchianon Chukbok. I think the rest will be yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give another hand to Ruben and Rosario Olgado. I believe 30 years in marriage since 1992. All right, so now we're going to go into our sermon, and before that, we have, once again, a musical offering by our band. Let's welcome up our band.
So for the musical offering, I decided that I wanted to play one of my original songs. And if you don't know, I actually hosted a songwriting workshop for young adults just a few weeks ago. And the purpose of the goal of the workshop was for everyone to write a complete original song by the end of it. And my hope was through that, we can really meet God in the process. And if you've ever directed a workshop before or like was a leader of a group or something, you don't have a lot of time. And so this song, I told God if I wanted to finish a song, then I really needed help. And I think I worked on, this is the fastest I've ever written a song before. And ironically, the song is called Slow Down. I felt like God really was pushing me to listen to this message. And this is kind of, something I also want to share with everyone else, because I think a lot of times when we're very mission-oriented people, we just really feel this urgency and we just are constantly, eating up our time, but we also need time to breathe and love and to just be present with everyone, each other. So here's Slow Down. Highways and drive-thrus and coffee cups, always on twice the speed, don't let me interrupt. Skipping stairs 2 at a time, why not just skip the climb? You say you'll never get there unless you do more, but is our value really keeping score? Is it true the more life hacks you perfect is finally gonna make it all correct? I know you wanna play a big part, but I know you can't force your beautiful heart to grow. So will you slow down, slow down, slow down? Breathe in and find your ground. Look up and don't be afraid to breathe out and love where you are. Can you slow down, slow down, slow down? Breathe in and listen to the sound. Look up and know you were made to breathe out and love who you are. Why don't you slow down, child? I know or feel we're defined by our hours, but time was created as a gift and a power. Doing more doesn't make you more. Where is your time to just explore? You say you just need to put your foot on the gas. Keep on accelerating cause you need to go fast, but won't all those yeses keep filling you up? So much you can't find the space to love. I know your beautiful dream, and I know you can get there if you breathe. So will you slow down, slow down, slow down? Breathe in and find your ground. Look up and don't be afraid to breathe out and love where you are. Can you slow down, slow down, slow down? Breathe in and listen to the sound. breathe out and love who you are. Why don't you slow down, child? I know you've had it all along, and I know you don't even have to finish this song.
Wow. That was incredible. That was incredible. I'm sure it wasn't just me who felt. Yeah, go ahead. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Yeah. If in case you don't know, Sunwa recently organized the songwriting workshop for a lot of BCs around, and they spent, I believe, a week in 43rd to write their own songs. So people who have never written their songs before, and through her own negotiation skills, she got them to also record their songs at Manhattan Center. So let's give a hand to Sunwa as our HSR Culture Director. Yes, and let's try to slow down. All right, so now we're going to go on to our main message for today. Main message for today, very much tied to the first part of today's program. We had the event Celebration of Eternal Love yesterday, and last week, President Naokimi talked a little bit about the 4 realms of heart, right? The children's realm, and then you've got the siblings realm, conjugal realm, and parents realm. And so following off of what happened last night, today we'll have our pastor share on the conjugal realm of heart. Let's welcome up Pastor Naokimi.
All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Yeah, yesterday night was quite amazing, and it was a bit of a scramble, as was mentioned, but I'm grateful for Dr. Young and his determination to really make it happen, together with the ethnic ministry and our core team, Takino-san and everyone. So yeah, it ended up as a beautiful event. Actually today, as you may have noticed already, Dr. Young is not here. It's because he's actually taking a train right now to Washington, D.C. There's gonna be a Sub-Region 1, Sub-Region 2 district leaders change. So Dr. Ashil is gonna be replacing Reverend Patton there. And so they're going to do an inauguration there. So he's not here, but he asked me and the team to hold the fort today. And yeah, I'm excited to share what we have for you today. So welcome to our Sunday service. I want to, everything I do, I like to do intentionally. And last several weeks, I introduced the Family Federation updated mission statement. I'm going to start with there again. Our mission statement is to advance world peace by empowering families to develop their 4 realms of heart and establish the blessed family culture through True Parents' teachings. If I believe that if we fulfill this mission, then we're really going to be able to build the kingdom here on earth. And the key to this is really helping every family develop these 4 realms of heart. Now, to just quickly review, these are the 4 realms: the children's, siblings, conjugal, and parents realm. And today, I wanted to go more deeply into the conjugal realm of heart. That's between husband and wife. Now, for those who are not married yet, don't worry, this still applies. Something you can either look forward to and or prepare for. Actually, all these other realms of heart, actually the first 2, are essential in order to do well in the conjugal realm of heart. And I'll explain why that is. Okay, so developing the conjugal realm of heart. Now, we've had many scriptural and biblical guidance about this. This one quote I found, however, this is in Ephesians 5:33, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. It's interesting, they had to say that. So I think maybe back then it wasn't so obvious, but you have to love your wife. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And the wife needs to respect her husband. So this is age old. It's not new. You know, these are basic tips on making marriages work. But as those who have been married, it's not easy. There are challenges when it comes to marital love. Here's a quote from Father Moon. When an individual insists upon and practices freedom of love without responsibility, how much confusion and destruction takes place. I mentioned this earlier before, but love without principle is actually chaos. Of course, principle without love is, what is that? It's like communism. No, I don't know. It's like, it's really like, it's cold, right? So you need both. Here's a follow-up to that quote. Achieving the highest ideal of human love is possible only when one takes responsibility for love. Now, this is a brief statement, but I really feel like this is the key to making love work, is to be responsible for love. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's go to the dictionary. What is love? Actually, I'd like to ask the audience here, what is love? Anyone have a definition? Yes. Force that makes two into one. Oh, that's very philosophical. Okay, what else? What is love? Being there for one another. Great. Anyone else? Let's get one more definition of love. What is love? There's so many songs about love. What is love? Yes. Living for the sake of others. Okay, so those are great definitions according to the online dictionary. Love is an intense feeling of deep affection. Okay. Now, I also looked into unification thought. I didn't say to develop our four realms of love. I said develop our four realms of heart. Heart is actually defined more specifically. It's the irrepressible impulse to seek joy through giving and receiving love. So in our community, we really want to continue to cultivate these four realms of heart, which again is this irresistible, irrepressible impulse to seek joy through giving and receiving love. Now, each of these four realms have a unique aspect. And I'm going to go into the conjugal realm. How is that different than the different realms of heart, right? Like, it would be odd if I started, well, maybe I shouldn't. How do I say this without getting too awkward? Like, relationships actually need to be defined in order to really be able to grow well in it. What I mean by that is, you know, if I were to start kissing Resfred, that would be awkward, right? That's not the kind of relationship. I mean, I love the guy, but that's reserved for a specific relationship, right? Or if I were to go to Dr. Young and started like patting him on the head, as I would my child, that would also be kind of awkward, right? So in any relationship, you need to know what is the defined structure within that relation in order to develop it properly. Again, I don't want to make it too rigid or strict, but even relationships has rules. And if you don't know those rules, then it gets confusing. Like these days, some parents are encouraged to just be their child's friend. But actually, that's a sibling level relationship. You can, of course, respect, care for your child, have fun with your child, but A parent-child relationship is different than a friend relationship. And if we don't understand that, and if we don't apply these rules within relationships, it gets really confusing really fast. And if you, as a parent, you just want to be friends with your child, it actually doesn't work so well. You need to know what your responsibility is as a parent to guide your children with both principle and love. So each of these 4 realms of heart has key components. So for the conjugal realm of heart, there's 3 things I'd like to share. First of the characteristics is conjugal love is meant to be exclusive. Okay? Now, when it comes to children's realm, you love your dad, your mom. Siblings realm, you have a whole bunch of different siblings, your community. Even parents, you learn to love different children that you have. But the conjugal realm is supposed to be exclusive. Just one. Okay? So the problem with the dating culture is that you're actually practicing anti-conjugal love. You're practicing to fail in committed relationships if you're hanging around, trying out different girls or guys to see which one works. You're actually preparing yourself for infidelity. So it's really important to know that conjugal realm is meant to really be an exclusive relationship. Let's read. The relationship between husband and wife is different from that between parent and child or among siblings because it does not start out as a bond of blood. This is interesting. Actually, yesterday, Dr. Young was talking about this. There are certain things that you can't choose, right? You can't choose who your parents are. You can't choose who your children are. You can't choose who your siblings are, right? Those are all absolute relationships, right? You're born and it's there, or you can't decide that, right? But the partner, that's the only relationship, your husband or wife, that it's not given from birth. It's not given or decided at the very beginning. But once it is decided, it's meant to be an eternal commitment. And that's what Dr. Young was really emphasizing at our event of eternal love. Let's continue reading. The husband-wife relationship contains infinite and inexhaustible treasures. Once formed in the presence of God, the bond of husband and wife is meant to be absolute, and the two should become inseparable for eternity. Okay, some of you may have heard this story, but it's related to this. Anyway, I grew up with these kind of principles as a second generation. And so we grew up with very strict rules, no dating, no relationships until the matching and blessing. So that was fine. Yeah, I guess I didn't get too many requests or anything. Anyway, so it was fine. I grew up in high school. But then one day, this is in AP Bio class, 11th grade, I had a lab partner. And then, after she said, I want to talk with you after class. So I just thought, yeah, maybe she needs some help with homework or whatnot. So we get out of class, and then she turns to me, and she basically, it was kind of weird. We got out the door, and then, this is the hallway. And then she kind of faces me like this. So I have the wall behind my back, right? I'm just and she's like, will you go to the prom with me, right? And I'm just shocked, really completely out of the blue. I had no clue, right? So anyway, I'm all these scenarios are going through my head, and I'm just what do I say? I gotta talk to my parents. And then, she's like, oh, okay. And then, she kind of sensed that I was shocked. So she was like, don't worry, if it's about the fee, I already talked to my parents and they're gonna cover the prom fee for you. I'm like, I'll get back to you. And then basically I turn and I just quickly walk down the hallway. So I turn the corner in the hallway, really trying to escape. And then I get surrounded by these other senior girls. and they surround me, like literally corner me as I'm turning the corner. And they're like, "What did you say?" You know? I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So then, fortunately, one of the girls were my friend's older sister, and she was like, let him go, let him go. So they made a way, so I quickly went. So I went back home, and I didn't know what to do. This was the first time something like this happened to me, and so I decided to go to the prayer room. So I go to the prayer room, and I sit down on my knees, and I say, "God," I actually took out a piece of paper and I started writing down pros and cons. I was like, by the way, she was a girl in senior year. So it was like a big deal, like a senior girl asking a junior out. It was like, if I were to go, I'd get so much props from my friends, right? So I looked at the pros. The cons, I was like, yeah, that probably won't be so good. I felt like I wouldn't do anything stupid, but I just felt like it would set a kind of a bad example for my other siblings or something like that. So anyway, I was kind of weighing the pros and cons. It was actually a very nice Christian girl. And later on, I found out that she said the reason why she asked me because she knew I was safe. Like I wouldn't do anything, stupid. So anyway, so then I went down on my knees and I prayed about it. And then interestingly, the first thought that came in my prayer was that I want to have my first dance with my future spouse. Oh, that was interesting. I was like, yeah, actually, that's something I really wanted to have. And so at that moment, I resolved. I said, okay, I'm just going to have to say no. So I made the decision, but then soon after, the question came, well, how about her, right? She went through the trouble of asking her parents, even getting her to pay. She even told her friends, everyone knows. If I were to say no, how would she feel, right? So then now I'm feeling torn because I don't want to really crush her heart. At the same time, I have my own commitment. What do I do? So anyway, Monday comes along. That was a Friday. I had a weekend to think about it. Went back on Monday. I asked her, okay, after class, can we talk? And so we talked. I bring her to the school library, sit her down, and basically give her, we talk for 3 hours. And I explain all the principle, creation, fall, restoration, the blessing. And then I say, and that's why I can't go out with you. She kind of was silent and she listened, and in the end she thanked me for just taking the time to explain. I mean, she knew this was not just a rejection, but there was a reason behind why I was doing that. Later that night, someone else asked her out, and she went, so that was fine. Anyway, it was a difficult choice, but I just felt like that was important. And 4 years later, I believe this is the first time I'm revealing this one. We had a senior ball. This is my wife. She was graduating college, and I was able to have my first ever dance. I didn't even know how to dance, but anyway, the music was on, and we just swayed back and forth. But I was able to fulfill that goal, and I was glad that I was able to have my first dance with my wife. So, the second key characteristic of the conjugal realm is that this is unique. You're actually able to experience all 4 realms of heart with your spouse. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. All 4 realms of heart you can experience with your spouse. You can't do that with any of the other realms of heart, just the conjugal realm. And what that means is, actually, let's read Father Moon's words. It is the realm of the absolute subject and object partners in the 4 great realms of heart. The wife sees in her husband the ideal heavenly son, heavenly older brother, heavenly husband and father. To the husband, his wife possesses the corresponding absolute qualities as the ideal heavenly daughter, heavenly sister, heavenly wife, and mother. So, to give an example of this, so growing up, I was kind of a mama's boy. My mom would actually cut my hair, buy me clothes. I know, it's not cool, but anyway, I did it, okay? It was just me. High school, even college, I would come home and my mom would cut my hair, right? So then, after I got blessed to my wife, I remember I started to ask her stuff to do for me. So I asked her, oh, can you cut my hair? And she was like, what do you mean? Just go to the barber, right? But I insisted. I was like, no, I want you to cut my hair. And so after much persuasion, she reluctantly agreed, and she did a terrible job. And she was like, oh, this is horrible. I was like, no, it's okay. We can fix it somehow, you know. But I insisted that she cut my hair. And I thought that was normal, right? And then later on, I asked her, oh, can you clean my ears? She's like, ew, what do you mean? Do that yourself. No, I really want you to clean my ears. And again, I didn't know that was strange. For her, it was very strange. And then it dawned upon, oh yeah, and then one other thing that happened was, one of the first times we got matched, I mean, I'm not trying to make her look bad, but anyway, one of the first things she said to me, man, I wish you were taller. It's like, look, I fulfilled my genetic potential. I'm taller than my parents. We just have what we have. So, but the point was, her dad is actually really tall. He's like 6 foot or something like that. And I noticed that there's certain characteristics that the wife naturally sees or expects in her husband that she saw in her father. Same thing for husbands. We tend to seek the same kind of things we receive love from our mother through our wife. And my mom used to cut my hair. She used to clean my ear. She used to do all these things. And that's what I wanted to experience from my wife. I wanted to experience a mother's love through my wife. And that's natural. Actually, we're meant to explore all the four realms of heart with our spouse. So I said earlier, but as singles, learning how to be a child to God, to your parents, learning how to develop your siblings' realm of heart, serving, sharing, respecting, all of that is practice so that you can experience that realm of heart with your spouse. So you're meant to experience being a child in front of your spouse. You're meant to experience being a sibling with your spouse. Like sometimes siblings, we tease each other, right? It's like, man, you gained weight. Well, actually, maybe that one's a dangerous one to do. But if you really feel free with your spouse, you can have those kind of conversations. Now, in the typical society, when people think about intimate relationships or couple relationship, it's all about intimacy, which is limiting. Actually, if it's always supposed to be passionate, intense, then you're going to get exhausted and tired of each other real quick. But if you understand that there's these other realms of heart to explore with your spouse, then it's actually always evolving, always expanding. There's no limit to the kind of love you can experience with your spouse. So that's what true conjugal love is meant to be. Now there's a third aspect which I really want to go into, and this one is kind of very, very spiritual and kind of, pretty deep. But the conjugal realm is the realm where you can enter God's direct dominion. What that means is that you're meant to experience God's direct love through your spouse. So, thing is, it's not easy to do this, even if you're blessed. So I learned over time, and I studied many different things, but there's 3 key things you can do to experience God in your love relationship with your spouse. The first is you need to prioritize spirit over body. So what that means is, before physically stimulating each other, you need to be more spiritually stimulated by each other. So men, you need to listen and take time to talk, feel connected emotionally. All that stuff is important as being subject over just physically stimulating each other, okay? Second, prioritize giving over receiving, right? Instead of loving your spouse in order to receive or seeking to receive pleasure from your spouse, you need to prioritize giving pleasure to your spouse. This is really hard, especially in intimate relationships, because you naturally prioritize your body and receiving rather than spirit and giving. But that's why all of this spiritual practice we're doing every day as singles and preparation, all of that is so that you can practice these principles in the bedroom. That's how true conjugal love is meant to be. So I'm still working on this. It's not that I'm perfect, and that's why I'm talking about this. You know, I know many times I go and my wife knows this. I say, honey, do you want a massage? And she's like, only a massage? We'll talk about the other stuff later. Just massage. You know, let's start with the massage, right? But many times we give expecting to receive, right? And that's normal, that's natural, but imagine being able to give just to give, you know, even in the bedroom. That's really how you can resemble God's love and really set the foundation to do the third thing, which is essential. Invite God into the bedroom. Now, again, it sounds really weird or maybe, but if you understand the principle of creation, God actually created Adam and Eve. God created the sexual organs. God created love. As much as we find excitement and joy and love in loving each other intimately, God must also feel that way. In fact, if the fall had not happened, that would be really the most beautiful, holy act. The loving between husband and wife. Unfortunately, because of the fall, it's become something that's shameful, dirty, so on and so forth. But originally, the love between husband and wife in the bedroom was meant to be a holy of holies act, right? And so, really these prior 2 points, spirit over body, giving over receiving, this is practicing principle love as a foundation to be able to naturally invite God into that moment. And that's when your love life is like something else. And that's when you're able to experience entering God's direct dominion. No guilt, no shame, just pure joy and love. And intimacy, like a sense of union between husband and wife. Couples who become one in mind and body and perfect the husband and wife's realm of heart manifest God's joy. As I mentioned, unfortunately, the first human beings lost this standard due to the fall. Hence, without recovering it, everything in the world is in vain. Therefore, the only begotten Son and the only begotten daughter on God's side must establish the realm of conjugal love as husband and wife. This man who completely received God's first love must marry a woman who completely received God's first love, and they must start a family together, thus restoring the positions of unfallen Adam and Eve. So here's the thing, guys, and we'll wrap it up soon. The whole point of the blessing and what Father and Mother Moon had to do to restore was to restore what happened at the time of the fall. And they set all the conditions necessary for us to just inherit that victory by going through certain ceremonies, right? Like the 43-day process and so on and so forth. But that condition is what's necessary to reverse what went wrong at the time of the fall, which was physical was subject over spiritual, receiving was subject over giving, God was not included. In fact, it was explicitly in disobedience to God that the first love act happened, right? So in order to restore the original love, everything that happened at the fall, we need to set a condition to reverse it. By doing that, it naturally allows God to enter into the most intimate relationship that we can have. And that's what God's been longing for from the very beginning. And through Father and Mother Moon's really gaining victory in that realm, it's opened that door for the rest of us. So all of this that I'm talking about is because of the foundation, not just the teachings, but the condition that they laid to allow us to experience that. Okay, we're wrapping up soon, guys. Tips for husbands. Do the chores, listen, and treat each night as your first night. Be curious. Don't just go for the conclusion. Okay? Tips, request. 2 wives. Request. Please. Embrace your husband despite their imperfections, especially in the bedroom. And we will go above and beyond to become better husbands. In the bedroom, rejection is really harsh. I'm telling you, it ruins my whole day, or maybe 2 days or longer. So it's a very sensitive space. And we know we're not perfect, but if you embrace and just have that compassion in this, then it will really make a difference. Okay, recap. Developing the conjugal realm of heart. Number 1, love your spouse exclusively. 2, let me go back here. So part of this is also, it's not just physically like having fidelity, but also dealing with porn and other things like that. It takes away from your intimacy and fidelity to your spouse. So if you do have a challenge with that, seek help. We do have a program called High Noon that really can help overcome that challenge. But this is part of it. If you want to experience true intimacy, you need to get rid of porn in your life. So that all the energy and love goes towards your spouse. Number 2, seek to experience all 4 realms of heart with your spouse. So not just the intimate moments, but how to be a sibling to them, how to be a parent, how to be a child in front of your spouse. Explore all the realms of heart. And lastly, invite God into the bedroom, prioritizing spirit over body, giving over receiving. And for singles, develop your children and siblings' realm of heart so that you can fully love your future spouse exclusively with God. So everything that you're doing as singles is preparation for that amazing relationship with your future spouse. And I'd like to add a challenge for the week. If you guys can look at this and commit, express appreciation to your spouse and or serve them every day this week. If you're single, choose someone to serve daily this week as practice, okay? So think of a name if you're single and say, who can I serve this week, every day? Okay? And a reflection question to end. We can add it, right? How can I love my spouse more this week? If you're single, how can I prepare myself to love my future spouse? So, brothers and sisters, I hope this kind of shed a little bit more light into the conjugal realm. Again, imagine if we all prepare and work on this realm of heart, how much more love we'll experience in our relationship, our most important relationship, and that becomes the well of love that we can now pass on to our children as well. When the relationship between husband and wife is not going well, you really don't have much space for loving anyone else. It really affects. So let's continue to do our best. We're all striving. We have our challenges. Let's work on our realms of heart, particularly this conjugal realm, and that's going to be the foundation of a beautiful culture we can create here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Naokimi. Let's give Naokimi another hand. I like Naokimi's summaries. Like 3 things if you didn't get anything out of this: spirit over body, giving before receiving, and inviting God into everything. So now let's just take, if you could switch it back to Naokimi's slide. Yasu, can you switch it back to Naokimi's? We're going to take just 1 minute for reflection based on the questions that he had up there. 1 minute for reflection. And the questions are, how can you love your spouse more this week? And if you're single, how can you prepare yourself to love your future spouse? So let's just take a minute to just reflect on this, and we'll just go into sort of a pair share. So let's take a minute. It's pair share, pair share. Share with the person next to you. Share with the person next to you. All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. At this point, I don't know if you're actually talking about what the reflection question is, but we are going to hear a few. We have Yasuharu To joining us for the first time in a while. Yasu, what are you going to do to love your spouse more this week?
Hi guys. So it's been a nice time. I have my family, my mother and father-in-law coming from Iceland. So yeah, they're missionaries in Iceland, and they decided to take a vacation to come all over here. My wife and I have been driving them around and meeting our cousins here and there, and just letting them experience our American culture. And the one thing I've been fogged up about was trying to take care of my wife a lot. So she's been saying her back has been hurting here and there. So due to this, after reflecting, my motivation for this week is to try to give her a massage every night. We have something called Happy Health, which is one of our technologies Father created for us. So we're gonna try to do that every time in a while. And get into a lot of fitness this week, so we're gonna suffer a lot with love.
Thank you, Yasu. Also, I'd like to hear from Paul and Sayu Herman.
I'm going to, hello, nice to meet you all. I'm going to listen more carefully. I spend a lot of time in prayer every morning about, for a lot of things, a lot of people. I spend a lot of time in prayer every morning, but I'm going to pray more carefully and more comprehensively about you, my dear. And I think it's going to be much better after that. So, well, I'm hoping for that.
We are from Iceland, but our time is not 6 a.m., but in the summertime 10 a.m., wintertime 11 a.m. But we are joining this morning devotion every day. So I'm so glad we are here and see everybody here. And we are going home tomorrow. That was just 1 week kind of visiting here. But I'm so glad I could join you this Sunday service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul and Sayu. They just came from Iceland. Feels like they live far away, but they're always with us on morning devotion every morning. So that's something that bridges us together. Let's give them another hand. Thank you. All right, this time I'd like to call on our assistant pastor to close us out in prayer with the benediction.
Thank you, Pastor Naokimi. I was very inspired, and I don't know you can share about your personal life, but that is very important. And I sometimes, something like this. Yes, rejection is very hard for men. Yeah. Okay, please join me in prayers. Be most loved Heavenly Parents, true parents. Yesterday, I witnessed Kingdom of Heaven looks like. Couple dancing together, laughing together, and the children running, surrounding the parents, and everybody laughing. And everybody looks each other with love. And today, how we can create such a beautiful family, marriage life. God, I know now why you create two individuals, male and female, because of love. And we can experience all realm of the heart through the relationship with my wife. and husband. Ah, God, I feel love now, and I wanna practice more with my wife and this community. I really appreciate today, and I really thanks God you give us such a wonderful love. That's precious gift. And we really want to more sincerely to practice. That's a gift you gave us to each other in the family, in the brothers and sisters. I really offer my prayer to you. I pray, report this in my name and my wife's name, Atsushi and Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family, Aj.
All right, at this time, we're going to go into our closing song. This is your time to give your offering. The baskets are in the front, but also I heard that Sunday school parents, you have lunch upstairs in the Magnolia room right after this as well. So I'd like to pass it up to the band.
Thank you. Let's all rise for our closing song. This is Hold Back the River. I actually did not choose these songs. I chose these songs before I knew what the theme of today's service was, and I think, you know, God is really speaking through these. This is another one about slowing down and really being present with those you love. All right, please join me. Tried to keep you close to me, but life got in between. Tried to square not being there, but think that I should have been. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back. Once upon a different life, we rode our bikes into the sky. But now we call against the tide. Those distant days are flashing by. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back. Ooh, ooh, lonely water, won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other. Lonely water, lonely water, won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, hold back the river, let me look in your
for joining us for Sunday service today. Don't forget to grab your flyers for October 2nd. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and God bless you.
Once upon